Hey, this is Dani, you and me living free. And I told you in the last video, I showed you around a little bit on my crappy van tour. Not meaning I have a crappy van, just meaning it was crappy because everything was thrown around. It was completely unorganized. Everything was dirty. And I wasn't very organized or anything in any way on the video or in the van or anything. So that's why it was crappy, not because I think my van is crappy. I do love my van and I have decided I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to ride or die. I'm just going to, it's kind of my style really to have a vehicle until it just doesn't want to go anymore. Like, I will ride it till it dies. And so that's how I'm going to be with the van. I'm in it now, and what I've done is I've taken out everything except for there's one seat back here that it's going into storage, but I have taken out everything, and I'm going to show you my blank slate for a van, and then I'll give you maybe a little sneak peek of kind of what my plans are to do with the van, because this is some of the most fun. Next to traveling, like, this is really the most fun. And when I had my last van, I really just kind of threw in things I had. It was extremely minimalistic. This one's going to be very much so too, but it's going to be kind of the next level of a little bit more structure and a little bit more furniture, a little bit more whatever, because I have a little bit more space, I have a little bit more money. So it's going to be the next evolution. And so planning it and dreaming and scheming about it have been awesome. And now I'm getting into the doing phase. And so I'm going to bring you along with me the whole time. So it's the beginning of spring, and not officially, but almost. And I'm starting to plan some regional trips for this spring and maybe early summer, and then even into fall. And so I'm going to be going around like Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, maybe some Illinois, some Kansas, some things that are regional. So I'm going to be exploring state parks and things like that that are not that far away, so that I can take a bunch of long weekends and travel in the van and get some time out in nature, some time out in the van, some time for freedom. That's the whole thing this channel's named for, right? You and me living free is really about, for me, it's about a lot of things. There's a lot of levels to it, but on the surface, it really is a freedom for this van channel. That is just the freedom to, like, if I want to pick up and go to a city and have a weekend or something, I can go. I don't really go to cities, but the traveling that I did before I had the van was like, oh, I want to go to San Diego. I have to buy a plane ticket. I have to buy a hotel or an Airbnb. I might have to rent a car depending on the city and if you do mass transit or anything. And you're looking at, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3, even for just a long weekend. You have to eat every meal out, everything. And so freedom for the van life part is I get to drive places. It's a lot cheaper to drive. It takes more time, but it's a lot cheaper. And I have my hotel in the back, and I have my kitchen in the back. I have everything I need. I can go to the bathroom. I can sleep. I can cook. I can clean up. I can do anything. I can work. I can read. I can relax. I can open the door and be someplace beautiful and do an entire trip. I think my whole trip down to Arizona I was gone like maybe 12 or 13 days, 8 days in Arizona, 4 to 5 days pure travel. And I think I did the whole thing for like $1,100. And that wasn't like trying to save money or anything. This van, this 2002 EuroVan that I have now, Volkswagen, only gets about 15 miles to the gallon. My Toyota Sienna got 20 miles to the gallon, if not a little more. So gas costs a lot more, but gas prices aren't that bad right now. So, it's not the end of the world. And now I'm going to be taking short trips. I don't have enough vacation to take a bunch of long trips a year. I can take maybe one long trip a year, and then I just want to have lots of time in between and do a shorter trip. In this whole area, there's plenty to do, and there's plenty of beautiful spots, plenty of good camping and stuff. Anyway, there's going to be a bunch of fun stuff stuff in store. But for today, I'm going to show you kind of the blank slate of the van, what I'm excited about, and then I'll show you a few pictures. Okay, so I've already gone down a couple of rabbit trails. If you're still here, here we go. Okay, when I first showed this van in Quartzsite, it was so dirty and everything, but today it got a wash. So look how clean and shiny it is. One of the things I love about the van is just kind of how different it is, how different it looks. I'm a little concerned about the dark color because being in the sun, I don't want it to get even hotter in there. But there are plenty of ways to combat that as well, and I'll show more of those. There I'm trying to kind of show the ground clearance. It's a lot higher than my Toyota Sienna. The Honda Odysseys are about 6 inches ground clearance. The Toyota Sienna was 7 inches. This one's probably 10 or 11, almost. It's a lot more. So that's wonderful. Just showing you my passenger seat. I've got my window covers in there, and there's the driver's seat. I'm trying to show you there was not much room between the steering wheel and the seat. Anyway, my chubby legs have trouble fitting in there. Here's the side view. We're coming in to the side. This is the only door that slides open, so this will be the opening into the back. And there it is, blank slate. I am taking out that chair we just saw, and it will go into storage. The back of this is about 8 feet by 4 feet, 8 feet long by 4 feet across in the back, and then 5 feet across through the middle and the front. So that extra width is going to be wonderful, and we're going to put every inch to use. And it has the pop-up table that we're looking at right now that is down, but I cannot use it because I'm going to have to put my bed on this side, on this left side as we're seeing it here. The bed is going to have to go on that side because the other side has the sliding door, and I don't have enough space behind the sliding door to put the bed on the other side. So a lot of the layout has been really just determined by the van itself. And what I'm showing you here is it's like kind of like a big square, and the minivan was very much more rounded. One more place we have extra space in this Volkswagen versus the minivan is that from floor to ceiling in this van, I have 52 inches, and in the minivan, it was 48 inches, and in the far back where it started to round, it got even smaller. But so this has an extra 4 inches of height clearance, and I plan to use every inch of it, and here's how. I'm taking my under bed storage area from about 8 inches like it was in my old van to almost 12 inches. That's a huge difference. I'm literally excited to have that extra space under my bed. What I'm showing you here is these things. I can't figure out what these are for, but I know you'll know, so will you let me know in the comments? And these are the big D-rings in the bottom that are bolted to the bottom of the van so that I can tie down my furniture and keep everything nice and safe and secure. That makes me happy too. Okay, now that we have finished the blank slate tour, I'm gonna share a couple of my little sketches, which I'm no artist, but they're not exactly to scale, but they are kind of, and you'll see where I just have, like, let's see. I started out with just kind of the general like numbers, like this is how many inches I have around everything. I know from my last van that my bed was 26 inches wide. So my mattress that I still have, my mattress topper, 6 inches of memory foam is one full size doubled over. So it's actually 3 inches of memory foam doubled over, and that made it 26 inches wide. So that's how wide I made my bed. That's how I determined it. But now I have come to know that 26 inches wide is the perfect size for my bed, and super comfortable, and everything was perfect with it. It was just a piece of plywood and some 2x4s. So I'm doing that again, but I might paint it this time to make it look a little better. And so I know my dimensions of the bed, and that is the biggest thing. And it was also 6 feet long because I'm 5'10", almost 5'9.5", whatever. So my bed was 6 feet long. So I have some measurements. These are like van measurements. How much do I have? You saw those things in the back that are covered over, like where the wheel is and everything in the back. So that is an indentation. I've got like 48 inches here, and I've got 4 feet back here. I've got 5 feet here. So I'm taking my measurements and getting used to things. And then I did like, I did the dimensions of some of my things, like my tent that is an odd size that I have to have room for somewhere. It folds up, but it's round and circular, so it's kind of awkward. And my solar panel and my toilet, things that are really critical that have to go somewhere. And then I started, I went to Goodwill and bought a file cabinet and another cabinet, and I started just kind of building the layers. And so what I ended up with is, I'm going to show you this, and is one sheet has like a lot of my pieces and their sizes, and then this side is this just looks like a bunch of chicken scratches, doesn't it? But it really does. Like the blue and the purple is kind of the van, and then the pink is like what is under or over what those basic pieces are. So you can see my bed. And so look, this is my bed right here. These colored in pieces are the 2x4s, and the measurements between the 2x4s and what kind of storage I'm going to have underneath my bed for each area. Because I'm going to use it perfectly to maximize the space. And I know if I'm going to have a file cabinet here, then I can't use this under the bed space for something I'm going to need regularly. This can only be garage type items that I will have to open the back of the van right here and get out from the back. So I know that going in. So this space is taken, and then I'm going to have 2 storage areas here that I can pull out at least halfway. That's where the stuff I need to grab all the time is going to be under here. It's my kitchen stuff and some other stuff that is like a everyday, all the time kind of stuff. And then I've got my new kind of furniture and stuff. There's my a new cabinet that I bought, and I was going to put a cooler on here, but I decided to buy a refrigerator instead. So anyway, I've got so much more fun for you guys if you stick around. This is, like I said, this is so much fun doing this part. It's almost as fun as traveling, but not quite. But I think a lot of the learning and a lot of the things that people want to see about how do you decide what to put where, how do you decide what you need and what you need to buy and all that stuff. And since I did travel for 1.5 years nonstop, and now I do trips now that I'm working, but I still do trips. And I'm on my second van build, which I'm not really building anything except for I'm making my bed out of plywood and 2x4s. And I've done my window covers, but I mean, it's really not a build. I'm not like, doing a bunch of carpentry or anything, but it's going to be so fun. And I'm so glad that you're here. And if you stuck around till the end, let me know, because you deserve a medal. Because I do go off and I do use more words than I need to get the point across. And I'm so grateful if you're here, and if you're here for it, that's awesome. I love you. And if you're not, I get it. I get it. There's someone out there who is much more succinct, who you don't have to listen to any of the ramblings or anything, who can tell you how to do stuff or show you a van or something like that. That's the thing. There's so many of us. There's something for everyone. And if I'm your type of cup of tea, great. And if not, that's great too. I'm sending you a ton of love. Thanks to everyone on Patreon, and just everyone. Thanks for being here. Let me know. I'll give you a medal if you made it to the end. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.